Hey, welcome back to the channel with your host, Cassandra Brand, aka Miss Alexis, on the purpose of closure. We have another good one today here. I was laying in the bed, sleep, and this came to my mind. First thing came to my mind: don't be a slave to this world's master, be a slave to mastering yourself. Hmm. Interesting topic, I must say, eh? Mm. Well, I'm going to ask y'all to first be patient with me and thank you for joining me today on this live. You know, I had a stroke, so I have a challenge with my vision. So I'm doing the best that I can. I'm just mastering myself, pushing through the pain, no matter what it looks like. So if you have any comments or if you have any thoughts or any feedback, you are more than welcome to do so in the comment box. I guess you say, what do I mean, the master of this world? Well, the master of this world, corporations, regular jobs. Now, we all should be working because if you don't work, you don't eat. But if you master yourself and you pursue your goals, dreams, and aspirations, that's where it comes into mastering yourself. Because today, times is very challenging. And I don't want to be negative. I'm not being negative. I'm being real. This is very realistic. It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get better as you become a better version of yourself. Why am I saying this? Because my goal is to have a successful YouTube channel. Perfect example. Every time I get on YouTube channel, there's some distraction. And I used to just shut it down and quit. But I don't do that anymore. I just press right through it. Decide to get on there whether someone show up or not. You know how you get up every morning and you go to work and you go through the traffic and you get to work and next thing you know, you practically run an entire company or the business for someone else while they just sit back because they mastered themselves. They mastered themselves because they became your boss. Everything you need is already in you. And I want to encourage you today. Any gifts or talents that you have, master that. And how do you be a slave to it? You put all you have into it, just like you do to your 9 to 5. Same thing you do for yourself. Do you think that's possible? Of course it is, because you've already done it, or either you're already doing it. Sometimes we work, and still don't have enough to pay our bills. That can make anyone feel like a slave. I know this has nothing to do with my other content, but I wanted to do something different besides it's my channel. I can do what I want to do on it, as long as I'm not hurting anyone or myself. How about that? hmm Well, when you come inside, let me know where you're from, what state you're from when you come inside. or just say hello. Okay? But if I got to talk to myself, I'm going to get this message out. Talking about goals and aspirations. When you master that, that's the purpose of your closure. When you master it, how do you master? You just good practice make perfect. Sometimes, believe it or not, when I get on here, hello viewer, please let us know where you come, where you're from, what state you're from. Sometimes I get on here. Before I get on here, I don't be nervous. I just have this ill feeling. Oh, nobody's gonna listen. Oh, I'm not gonna get no views. But being consistent and getting on here consistently and just showing up. That's all you gotta do is just show up. Like when you show up to your master at work, show up for yourself and put your work in. And it will come to pass. Now, a lot of times people want your life, but they don't understand the back office. They don't understand that work you put in that back office. They really don't. You make it look so easy. And then they come along and they try to duplicate it. And it's nothing wrong with that. That means you're being a very good influencer, you know. But people got to understand they have to put the work in. No work, no pay. What I mean by it make it look easy is just like when you see a beautiful brand new house. You'd be like, oh, this is such a pretty house. But you got to put work in it to keep your house like that. You got to clean it. You got to maintenance it. You got to wash the windows. You got to do the dusting, the mopping, the vacuuming, the sweeping. And that's just how it is when people see your life and they think because you make it look so good and easy, like you ain't doing nothing, they just don't understand the back work. You got to work like a slave to master yourself. You have to master yourself. The same work you put in to get a paycheck and still don't have enough to pay your bills, because I've been through it. Same thing you got to do to complete your goals and your aspirations, your dreams. If you want a business, you just don't go pop up and open up a business. You got to count the costs. How much is it to run this business? What do I need material to run this business? What tools do I need to run this business? Do I need assistant staff to run this business? I have to pay assistants and staffs to run this business. A lot of times people just don't get it. Excuse me. So just like when you work hard in this heat, you drive miles to get to work. Sometimes you got to make phone calls. You have to do research. You have to have meetings, negotiations, sometimes bids. Sometimes you have to deal with people you really don't even want to deal with. But that's putting in the work. And you'll see the fruit from your labor when your harvest pops up. Some people do their job just for the money, and they be so miserable and they get overwhelmed. You have to enjoy and love what you do. Can't just get up and wake up, say, oh, I'm going to run me a business. You got to do the research. Oh, guess what, y'all? It's raining. That's good because my garden needs it. It's like you got to put the work in for your garden. People want to come and pick over your garden and turn the dirt over and say, oh, do this, you should do that, and do this. But they wasn't there when I had to pour them big old organic bags of soil, turn the dirt over with the hoe, plant the seeds, and water it. I don't have a hose. I have a water pot. So I have to get the water, put in the pot, and then water it. But I love when it rains. I'm just using it as a scenario. I love when it rains. So then my garden and my plants can grow. Because I already put the work in. And once you put the work in, then you have to nourish the work to keep it going. It's just not going to do it all by itself. So instead of going to a farm and working for someone else, picking cotton or strawberries or collard greens, why not do it for yourself and master for yourself? Because once a seed is always a seed, it multiplies, it don't die. If you nourish it, if you put the work in it. I just wanted to get on here real quick, maybe about 15 minutes and share this message with you. Give you something to really think about because you can do it. But nourish your own original dream the way it was given to you. Put the work in. And just because you may not see the results immediately doesn't mean that there will not be any results. Just like once this video is posted, it's in cyberspace forever. So every time someone click on that, there will be another view counted towards the monetization. Meaning once you get monetized and you get so many viewing hours, then YouTube will pay you. It's not a whole bunch at one time, but it's a seed that's sown, and I'm putting in the work, and it's just not going to be a one-time deal. Don't worry about the back office. Just do it. Don't worry about the back office because nobody see you or don't nobody know you or you think it's in vain. Just do it. Trust me. It'll pay off. But just be consistent when you do it. Same thing with families. A lot of times we put in a lot of work in our family. We feel like we just want to just throw our hands up and give up. But later in the future, it all pays off. And just the way you visualize it, it works out. So listen, I'm not going to have you here all day. But I just want to give you something to think about, something to really appreciate. Appreciate the things that you do. Just make sure you do it for the right reasons. If you got to be a slave to it and work hard and sweat, maybe walk to a bus stop, maybe walk in the rain. But it'll humble you. Master yourself. Once you master yourself, Self-care, loving yourself, educating yourself, working on becoming a better version of yourself, it'll be worth the time that you put into it. You can't lose. You're investing in yourself. Same way you invest in other people, dreams, goals, businesses, do the same for yourself. Be a slave to mastering yourself. And don't let anything get in your way. And when things seem hard or tough or not working out, don't give up. Just press down on the pedal, look forward, and drive straight. This is your host, Cassandra Brand, aka Miss Alexis. Thanks for tuning in with me, and have an awesome day. Ciao.